Well, the race for New York governor is heating up tonight. Westchester County Executive Rob Astorino is now using the state's senior U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer, a Democrat, to take jabs at Governor Cuomo. He sent out an email today using comments that Schumer made on a national news program. And joining us now, our political analyst, New York Post state editor Fred Dicker. And we know that Astorino generally once a week puts out something where he's critical of the governor, but he decided, I guess he had something, Fred, and then he decided, why bother? I've got something better.
Well, it's hard to top having the state's senior Democratic senator on your side, and Chuck Schumer certainly was on Astorino's side when it came to the controversial issue of drilling for natural gas in the southern tier, so-called hydrofracking. Schumer was on Morning Joe yesterday, and he was asked about hydrofracking. Did he think it ought to be used, since it's being used in some 30 states around the country in New York's southern tier? He hemmed and hawed a little bit, but then he said flatly that not only do Democrats and Republicans across the nation, that's how he put it, support hydrofracking. He noted that President Obama supports hydrofracking, and then he said fracking is a good thing. And of course, the Republicans, and I think some Democrats who support fracking here in New York as well, were quite pleased with that one. And I guess Astorino couldn't resist, Liz, putting it up on the internet this morning as part of his package of advertising of the week.
What should we read into this? I mean, certainly Schumer was diplomatic about it, at least. So, I mean, should we see this as some kind of big divide between the two, or he's trying to force the governor's hand, or just that because the president has supported it, he needed to be supportive?
I think all of the above and more. I think he believes in it. But let me tie it into the first story about the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern Tier investigating this. I brought this up before, Liz. I'm sure you can recall. That U.S. Attorney, Preet Bharara, who's now going after records of the Moreland Commission, used to be Senator Schumer's top aide. And I've noted that Schumer and Andrew Cuomo, Governor Cuomo, are known to hate each other. And the fact that Schumer was on national TV yesterday saying that hydrofracking is a good thing, that Preet Bharara is now investigating very close to the governor, and a couple of weeks ago was critical of the governor, may not be unrelated. So I think it's fair to say that people in the political community here in New York are buzzing about that one for sure.
Okay, that was going to be my follow-up, but I didn't realize it was as strong as hate each other.
Yes, it goes back probably to the time Schumer first ran for the U.S. Senate, but it certainly goes back to 2001, when Andrew Cuomo, fresh out of HUD, where he was heading the federal agency, announced he was going to be running for governor without deferring to Schumer at the time, who was the U.S. senator who was interested in running for governor. Schumer saw that as a personal affront. There are other reasons of tension as well. You know, we've talked about how Governor Cuomo really has estranged much of the Democratic Party. Many Democrats out there don't like Governor Cuomo, and vice versa. I think that's why it's that way. But there's especially bad feelings between Chuck Schumer and Andrew Cuomo.
All right. Very interesting stuff, certainly, as always. Thank you, Fred. Fred's on the radio live from the state capitol weekday mornings, 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM.